Hi guys, gals and kittens, and welcome to the I Need a Magic show. So in this video, I'm going to show you our AI expert system, which is a new addition to our AI suite of tools, or suite of AI tools. So we've always had the capacity to serve front ends. However, what's new in this release is if you click this blue button, you can actually directly go to it here. Now, if I do with the default Cloudlet as it comes out of the box, then of course there's nothing, right? And if I go to create, I go to HyperID, I expand, etc., etc., etc. I expand www. At most, you will find a README file here and actually no HTML files or JavaScript files or anything like that. However, if you go to manage, you go to plugins, and you filter on front end, then this thing is brand new. Ta-da! Now, I need to emphasize it's a beta release. It should be considered a little bit experimental. So use it carefully. And it's a little bit rough on the edges, but it should be workable enough for you to be able to play around with it and actually test it. So now I've installed a new front end. If I now go to HyperIDE here, now I expand www, etc., 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 www, you will see a lot of JavaScript files, font files, HTML files, etc. Now, if I click the front end guy here, ta-da! I've got the AI expert system. Now, the difference between the AI expert system and a publicly exposed embeddable AI chatbot is that the publicly exposed embeddable AI chatbot is just that, it's public, and implying that every single human being that knows its API URL can actually use it. Now, we've always had this capacity to configure a machine learning model such that it is protected using authentication and authorization, but we've never really had the means to actually implement it. Now, the AI expert system actually implements this. This allows me to use any model, and for the purpose of this particular YouTube video, I'm just going to be using the shopping cart demo I created a YouTube video about a couple of days ago, if you remember that one, just to have an AI model to actually use. Now, the shopping cart demo basically is a spy gear shop, right, as you can remember from one of my previous YouTube videos. At this point, I want to go to users and roles. And let me just reset everything here such that we're back to how it's going to resemble when it is on your Cloudlet. What I want to do now, I want to create a role. Why? Because the entirety of Magic is RBAC enabled, meaning role-based access control system. So now I want to create a new role. I want to call it OOX, spy dudes allowed to shop. Ta-da! Right, so now I've created a new role. At this point, what I want to do, I want to create a new user. I want to call mine username foo and password bar. It needs to be 12 characters, very complex password, especially for a spy, of course. Don't do this at home. Now I associate the user with the OOX role, at which point now I actually have a user, which I can use to log in to my front end. OOX bar. And for the record, we could not authenticate you. What was the guy's username? Let me just change its password. Try again. Belongs to OOX. What's happening here now? Access denied. System authenticate. Bar. Magic connect. Blah, blah, blah. If not exists, access denied. Let me see. Foo? Thank you very much. So my username was foo, it wasn't OOX. That was the name of my role. Now I can actually use the foundational AI models that I have access to. I can create any AI models, as you're probably aware of. You can create multiple AI models here, and then you can have like different, like, I don't know, logic in each AI model. However, the shopping cart demo happens to be an AI-enabled shopping cart. Right, now what I want to do now, I want to configure this particular role such that only OOX agents can actually access it, implying that if somebody who's not authenticated as a OOX agent tries to invoke this particular shopping cart demo AI model, they're not going to be legally allowed to do so, right? And they're going to get an access denied, just like I did when I typed my wrong password in the AI expert systems login. Now, if I choose the shopping cart demo and I write hi, ta-da, bingo, the model starts answering me, at which point I can do list all products. And as you can remember from my previous YouTube video, we could like purchase stuff and blah, blah, purchase the sunglasses. Right, let's wait until it's done. Here you can see like, you know, quantum disruptor ray gun, aquatic submarine, X-ray sunglasses, and a flying car, of course. So I want to purchase the sunglasses, right? Then it purchases the sunglasses, updates my shopping cart. Then I want to do checkout, at which point it's going to ask me for my name and my email, thomas@gaiasol.com. And I am automatically given an email now. Now, if I create another user here now, let's say I create manage users and I create foo2, right, with password bar. Don't use passwords such as this, for God's sake. I know it is very tempting, but please don't. Now, this particular user, foo2, belongs to the guest role, right? So now if I log out and I log in with foo2, bar, and I try to access this model, you won't see I don't even have access to it, right? I have access to my website, which is a publicly exposed module, right? Which I can, anybody can access, but I do not have access to the shopping cart demo model, and I cannot query it. This allows you to segregate your different AI models within your cloudlets for users of different roles. You can have one AI model for instance, for management, and you can have a management role that are allowed to access all AI models. Then you can have marketing AI model, which only people working in the marketing department are legally allowed to access. Then you can have an HR model, etc., etc. And then you can segregate access and fine-tune access to these different models according to what types of users you happen to have in your organization. And this is called RBAC, Role-Based Access Control System. And now I want to just rapidly repeat what I did. I basically went to manage, I went to plugins, and then I installed the AI expert system, which point I was given this thing, right? And then all you got to do from that point, obviously you probably don't want to use the shopping cart demo because here is a demo. But what you might want to do, might want to take your different AI models or types here and click configure on them, and then associate different authorization and authentication requirements to each of these roles individually. And for the record, you don't actually have to, let me see, just fill it out automatically. And you don't actually have to create new users. You could just use your root account. Your root account by default has access to every single AI model in the system, so you can query everything. Anyways, that was it for today's YouTube video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.